male. But I have a good feeling that the reason he moved away from that duiker kill was heard rumor that you were feeling a little bit ill one day, and you had to take those. Well, you had chances to recover, and there's just something with Rex and Leopard. I still do not understand it. I'm sure there's something magic going on over here, because there's Leopard every drive, and not the easiest animal to find. They're difficult to track, and it might seem easy when you're out with Rexon, but then you just have to watch one of my game drives and you realize it's a little bit tougher than it actually seems. So I think when they heard that you were out for the drives, all the leopards disappeared from the area, although we did get lucky and we spotted Karula, but I'm not going to claim that that was a tracking exercise. We bumped into her at down at Treehouse Dam. Yeah.
Such amazing. I've seen the tracks of Karula today. She went down south from Treehouse Dam. It's been long. You know, every day when I go out, it's first animal that I think is a leopard. That I have to find a leopard. And sometimes I have to track. You know, I enjoy, I like. It's the species that I like the most. It's one of the reasons that my head or my mind is always, oh, let me find a leopard. I mean, it's such amazing and beautiful species. I like from while I was young, you know, I get more interested in tracking leopard and find it. It's something like, you know, if I really go outside do drive with my full heart, and, you know, I like to go and see leopard. I prefer leopard the most. You know.
Well, we've got a new one now, a new one in the area, and I suppose that's the excitement. I mean, this is a male that we're not sure who it is. There's been a few different names floating around, but what we need to try and establish now is his first name, the original name that was given to him, and maybe a bit of the history, his parentage, where he comes from, what line he comes from, and then just see what happens from there. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of work. However, I have no doubt that the WildEarth team and all the WildEarth viewers will put in a good deal of effort, and we'll do what we can from our side, and any efforts that's done from anyone else's side out there is always appreciated. So we'll have a chat with a couple of the guys out over here, and maybe chat to the neighbouring reserves and the guides, and see what we can come up with regards to history and the family tree at least.
Yeah, that would be very, very good. Or, I mean, we can find a name, a very good name for, according to the history of that leopard.
Yeah.
So it will be very, very good. It will be a very good thing to do. I'm also looking forward for that to happen very, very soon. I think that leopard is still around here. When I checked today on Vietnam driveway, just on Ops Road, tracks of him was coming out into the bush heading west and come back into direction of those road.
Okay.
I've checked Impala planes all the way down the other side. The tracks is not out. He might be somewhere in the block, I mean, moving around the area. And today, you know, we're tracking the male leopard there by Spaghetti Crossing, and the trackers went east on Watchersnaz and come back Giraffe Deep. When we stopped at Befesuk Dam, thinking we were going to go around the other side, they located the leopard crossing over the boundary and head off into Befesuk. It could be the same leopard, I believe. It could be him. He looked like he's going to settle around the area, because she just bumped the female on the kill. There's not much activity of males there. If you look at Jordan's, we take a while to see him, and we had Mafufunyan today. It come away from Zebra Hood from Arathusa into the area. He only goes around Treehouse Dam off into Litigari. He doesn't spend a lot of time here. He doesn't come all the way down here.
Sure.
So young male leopards, they can really stay here for free, because there's no male that compete with them. I believe he's going to stay. If you look at Tingana, Saseka, Kurula, a little bit small leopard compared to the young male leopard. He's got a lot of muscles, is big. He can try to be around the area without disturbing with any dominant male around the area.
It is. It's great, isn't it? I mean, just to be able to sit here and chat about the activity of leopard and how everything starts to change, and how the story is going to turn out with a new individual in the area. I mean, it can be years when you'll have leopard that have established their territories, and there's not really much change unless you just get younger ones passing in and out. But to have a new one that's been around, been spotted a few times, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. And
for sure.
Yeah. So
really,
you'll see those old guys better start working hard to mark their territory and make sure this youngster doesn't come in and push him around?
I would really like for that young male to stay around. It's such amazing and big. But that would be true, because if you look at the way he behaved towards vehicle, he is coming from, I mean, the area where he gets to see vehicle on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
He is very relaxed. Good, very relaxed. You know, I can't believe that he's coming from, I mean, leopard is all the way down there. If the leopard comes from Manyaneti or Kruger National Park, you know the story. I mean, these leopards from Kruger or Manyaneti, it's a big blocks. They haven't seen vehicle, and once they get to see, even to hear the engine, they just run off into the bush. So it's really coming from those areas, and we all know that with leopard. You know, we have Saseka, Tingana, and they might not going to stay here for good. They might go somewhere else, as far as leopard here or somewhere else, because they're born in the area. If you look at Mafufunya still here, you know, leopard they avoid inbreeding. They will have to go somewhere else. So it can happen that young man leopard is coming from way, I mean, long, coming here is going to settle, and you know, you're going to compete on the males, and he take over from the dominant issues.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great and exciting to see how things turn out. So let's keep an eye on this new male leopard in the area, and just keep track of his activity, where he's moving to, and see what we can find out a little bit about his history, and it'll be great to find out how everything turns out on that side. But so Rex, tell me, what news of the lion in the area? Kuhuma Pride,
Mapochos. You know, if I follow up on the information of Kuhuma, you know, I mean, a week ago we heard that Jersey is inside Hoffman. He make a kill of buffalo there, and from Hoffman he headed all the way down east. He beat at our neighborhood Chitwa on the dam. From there he headed straight to the east in Kruger. He didn't come back all the way down there, but when we spotted tracks, it was around here, quarantine full moon steep, and head all the way down there, and he moved to the east. And then there's two males that are in the area, which are now more in the eastern side of Green Pan area. They went into Kruger too. So look like all the animals now, all the lions now, they move into the Kruger, and the reason behind, because of Mapochos, they can be here in and out. And we heard that last week, I mean 5 days back, they were at the Aratuza Dam. It's not far from us, and the 10 back went into the south. So if you look at the all lions activities, because of Mapochos still in and out into the area, they're all moving into Kruger National Park for the safety of the youngster. This new male coming from Manyaneti, as we have now today, they're moving into Kruger. It could be another threat to Kuhuma Pride. It's the reason why the Kuhuma Pride, they keep